restocking tutandika okuzza ente wezaava mu Luwero Triangle nayo ne bagitwala nebona Uganda yonna.
N'otuwa werese creation nga igenda tambulira mu nkambi zaffe ez'olutalo twagenda okukkakananga naye bagitutte mu Uganda yonna. Mukama waffe mu bukadde bwaffe n'emyaka gye tulina tetusobola akatsikano kano wakoogerako lwe wajja ne Profesa Lule ne bakusindikasindika okukkakana nga bamukuwambyeko. Kaakati akatsikano tukaddiye tetukasobola, Your Excellency. Mukama wange, waliwo olugero olw'Ekinyankole lugamba nti ekiri kugamba ehungulire tali kugamba, ekivvuunula nti amaka agoogera gatwala ebyobusika bwago agatayogera. Mu biseera by'olutalo twalinanga ebigambo byaffe byatukuumanga nga osiongeye mingi muzeeyi anapanga. Tugenza okulaba nga mu Uganda mulimu abantu abatalinda muzeeyi anapanga. Bajja ne babeera smart ne boogera okukkakana projekiti ezandibadde ezaffe ne zituyita ku mitwe ne zigwa awalala. Naye tukusaba gw'omanyi abaana bo gw'obazaala otusalira amagezi, Your Excellency, otupangire projects ezituyamba zibe nga zigasa bazirwanako, kuba tetusobola kulwana n'abantu abo tukaddiye. Ate n'ekirala abamu tugenze tufa. Obwekitiibwa fe abalwanyi tetwasoma era tetuyinza kukuwa amagezi ku foreign policy oba olutalo lwa Strait of Hormuz ne Iran ne America. Naye bino ebyaffe wano tusobola okukuwamu amagezi. Twawulidde nti temukyayagala kujaguza nnaku za gavumenti okujjako ez'eddiini zokka. Bakama bange ab'eddiini mu nsonyiwe, tojja kusinziiranga ku television. Bano bagambye bekwasa ekyokuba nti zitwala essente nnyingi. Kati ojja kusinziiranga ku television otuuse obubaka eri bannayuganda. Naye mukama wange, nga buli lwolabikako eri abantu babeera basanyufu nnyo. Ffe abamanyi gy'ojje Uganda tugamba nti nedda olw'ensonga zino wammanga. Ku mukolo nga guno wetujjukanyiza gye twava, we tuli ne we tulaga, era wetujjukirira n'omuwendo bannaffe gwe baawaayo okununula Uganda. Kuba tosobola kujjukira byaliwo nga mwenda ng'olunaku tolukuzizza. Era ng'omubala gw'olunaku luno bwe gugamba ti protecting the gains, tosobola ku protecting gains nga twagaininga independence nga tojja gijaguza. Victoria Day nga 26 January ng'ogamba nti nze sijja kujaguza mukolo ogwo, ng'ate it was one of our gains. Era n'olunaku luno olwa Heroes Day era tuteekwa okulujagu. Tubadde tusaba tugende mu maaso nga tulujaguza, nga twakava mu lutalo tuzze tujaguza ennaku ezo. Ebyenfuna byaffe nga bibi nnyo, GDP ng'otugamba eri mu buwumbi buna, bino babitugamba bugambi. Kati erumba obuwumbi 7 bwa $. Ate bulijjo otugamba nti ebyenfuna bya Uganda bikuze era ekyagi kijjudde. Tugenda mu mbindo kirasi, ate omuntu wagambira nti emikolo gitwala sente nnyingi nnyo. Nekitusobera ebitwala esente z'omusolo ffe tulaba emikolo tegiriimu, kubanga waliwo esente ze baatwalira ku waya omwaka oguwedde ne baziwayalinga ne zigenda mu mawanga amalala, Europe ne zigenda ne mu Asia. Kati munnange ate esente ezo tugenza okulaba nga zisobola okukola emikolo gyaffe okuva lwe twawamba mpaka kati. Kaakati kunyweza loose end ey'obuntu obwo ne tubanga emikolo gyaffe tugijaguza n'okugoberera esente wagye ziraga. Era olunaku luno tuzze tulujaguza, Your Excellency, okuva mu mwaka gwa 82 luno. Era watuma muzeeyi Kiseka mu 1989 yasanga tufumbye ebijanjalo byaffe ekikandwa era n'alulangirira okuba olunaku lw'abazira. Kiba kitegeeza ne bwe bafunza ensawo naye nga tulabaganye ne twebuuzaako. Ow'ekitiibwa abaazirwanako tukusaba otusisinkane tusobole okwogera ku nsonga zino. Kiri nkitadde mu bbaasa n'enkirekaawo olw'ensonga nti sisobola kukigaziya olwa ebintu ebiri munda nga tubadde tubyogera naawe. Tukusaba otusisinkane twogere ku bintu tetusobola kwogerera wano, kuba mu biseera by'olutalo twateesezanga mu miti wansi w'egundi n'ebirala, naye ensonga ekyabaawo kiki? Kubanga gwe saabalwanyi, ffe tuli balwanyi, era gwe watufuula kye tuli. Tubadde tukusaba otusisinkane twogere. Tulina kooti za mirundi ebiri. Nina kooti ya Veterans Verification Committee ekulemberwa Brigadier Jacob Asimwe neya Luwero Triangle Civilian Veterans. Twagala otusisinkane tuleme kubaawo gap, kuba gwe wali best consumer wa information. Ffe twewuunya buli we tutuuka, ogenda okutuuka wano gundi ali ludda wa, ono ali ludda wa. Kiba kitegeeza buli we tutuuka olina gw'omanyiyo, Your Excellency, omanyi buli katundu konna ke walwaniramu. Bwe tukusisinkana otuwabula mugende wano mukole ne gundi. Luwero Triangle erina branches endala as association ezigiyingiramu nga kulima kulungi e Bunyoro, Lwenzooli, Kateebwa n'ebitundu ebirala, Bakaawonawo, Mbaale. Naye tuka ebintu ebyo byagaziwa, naye fund zezituuka ku bantu abo wadde sebo ennaku zino obwannakyewa bukola nnyo, naye mubaamu otosobola kutuuka nga totaddeemu ssente. Era tukusaba otuteerewo ensawo eneetuyambanga okutuukanga ku bannaffe, kubanga n'okubaziika nakyo nsonga nkulu nnyo. Akaama kaffe, Your Excellency, ne NRM Historicals. Ako nkale essaawo, Your Excellency, okamanyi bulungi nnyo, yongera okugamba eri gye watusindika okubaako kye batereeza. Ow'ekitiibwa abaazirwanako twekolamu ssaako gye bayita Luwero Triangle Veterans Ssaako okusobola okwekulaakulanya. Era tukusaba registered, era tukusaba otuyambire omwo. Tugirina Luwero Triangle Veterans Ssaako. Mukama wange, omwaka oguwedde, ku nkomerero y'omwaka oguwedde ne mu ntandikwa ya guno, twafiirwa abantu bano wammanga. Omugenzi Charles Ndiwa Kyamasweti ow'Ebukwo, omugenzi Meja Sulaiman Serunjoji ow'Essemuto, Mzee Edward Isanga ow'Engoma, Emmanuel Kafuniza ow'Ibanda, Nalongo Bazizane Grace ow'Engoma. Naye tukwebaza olw'okubaziika obulungi. Twebaza ne General Nalweyiso olw'okumusindikiranga message n'addamu nti abantu abo bafudde tugende tubaziike, kubanga okuziikibwa kwaffe kutukwatako kinene nnyo. Weebale kubaziika abantu baffe n'okujjanjaba Kyeyamaani waffe Haji Seddunga, Sekuritale, Sekamatte n'abalala, Mukulu Muwanga. Ssebo weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala okujjanjaba abantu baffe. Naye eddwaliro erya Grade B Hospital watugamba okugendamu, enteekateeka oba formula gye tutamanyi etutwalayo, naye tebannatwaniriza. Abagezaako okugendayo basanga negativity, basanga babagamba nti nedda enkola teriiwo wano. Tukwebaza olw'okuvaayo, kino kye kisembayo, n'oyogeza obukambwe ku buli bw'enguzi. Naye ffe tukusaba ng'abaazirwanako, bottom line, mutufunireyo essomo erisomesa empisa n'obuntu bulamu mu universities zaffe, kubanga omuntu abeera omulamu tteke ng'obulamu bumutta ate yabba essente z'abalwadde. Abeera kkuse nnyo ng'olubuto lumuli mu mannyo ate yabba essente z'abalumwa enjala. Atatudde mu paalamenti yajja n'asayininga essente nga yagibaddemu. Ssebo, omuntu bw'aba yasomesebwa okuba n'ensonyi ateekwa okutya n'agamba bino bikwasa ensonyi. Weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala. Tusembayo nga twebaza, weebale nnyo kutuddiza minisita waffe Alice Kalamuzi Kaboyo olw'ensonga kati abadde ategedde buli masoso ga Luwero Triangle nga n'abantu abamanyi. Era tukwebazizza nnyo, weebale kumutuddiza, n'okwebaza abatesiteesi b'omukolo guno, ekole office eya president okutuwanga omwaganya guno ne twogera eri eggwanga. Mukama wange, n'ebigambo ebyo mbaagaliza omukolo omulungi. Mukama atusinkanyizza olwaleero, addamu atusinkanye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ku lwa Katonda n'ensi yange, Kigunduka abantu ku lwa Haji Idrisa Sseddunga, national chairman w'abaazirwanako. Weebale nnyo, weebalire ddala.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Please allow me to invite Honorable Alice Karamuzi Kaboyo, the Minister of State, Office of the Prime Minister, in charge of Luweero Triangle.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers present, representatives of the armed forces present here, the war veterans represented by Mzee Nume, members of the religious leaders here, members of State House staff. Your Excellency and all invited guests, I warmly welcome you to the 37th National Heroes Day virtual celebration. It is an honor for me to sit here virtually today to celebrate the courageous veterans who sacrificed their lives to positively shape the history of this nation. Your Excellency, on behalf of our gallant veterans, allow me to congratulate you upon your re-election and the continued trust bestowed upon you to lead our country. I thank the people of Uganda for once again reaffirming their confidence in your visionary leadership and commitment to the transformation and prosperity of our nation. Your Excellency, permit me to also express my deepest gratitude for the confidence you have once again entrusted in me through my reappointment as Minister of State for Luweero Triangle, having had the privilege to serve in this docket in the previous term. I am humbled by your trust, and I remain fully committed to the pursuit of our shared national goals. Uganda has made great strides towards socio-economic transformation and human development. However, the road has not been easy given the long history of insecurity and socio-economic instability of the past. We therefore appreciate you, Your Excellency, for the great sacrifice and that of other gallant sons and daughters of Uganda, some of whom paid with the ultimate price of blood to restore the political, social, and economic sanity in a country once haunted by bad leadership. Your Excellency, in your wisdom and foresight, you established the Ministry of Luweero Triangle. This was with passionate intention to redress the socio-economic effects of the liberation struggle. Through the Office of the Prime Minister, the Ministry continues to support civilian veterans and communities within Luweero Triangle, Rwenzori and Busoga sub-regions. This current financial year, 2025-26, we have, number one, continuously mobilized, organized, and engaged civilian veterans. Your Excellency, I have some clip here. I wanted some of these issues I'm talking about to be running. I don't know whether it is possible, because our heroes are at home watching this. A total of 250 income-generating enterprises have so far been supported with grants through the micro-projects program. Your Excellency, as you may recall, you guided me to visit our people in their homesteads, establish their living conditions, and how best they can be supported. Besides household income and old age-related illnesses, Your Excellency, some of our gallant veterans are living in very deplorable conditions. Given the meager resources at hand, I deemed it wise to enter into partnership with NEC to construct low-cost houses for our people. We have so far in total constructed 16 houses, and the beneficiaries of these are Yoram Chisuze, Nakabare Sempa, Sam Rutamaguzi, the son of Didian, Nyindo Muluka, Dodoviko Galimpitawa, Namwandu Sepuya, and Kazungu Antonio, all of Nakaseke district. Sarongo Lurika, Kagwa Isa, and Kakonge Paul, all of Ruero district. The family of late Rwanyaga of Wakiso, the family of Peter Mpi Mauku Kazimoto of Budaka, Samuel Sejemba of Mukono, Esther Tumwini of the Karuhanga family in Barara, late Musoke Francisco of Isinjiro, and Ruth Itungo of Kabarore. Your Excellency, during the last celebration, you guided that we should focus on providing materials like iron sheets and cement if the veterans can lay bricks themselves. Lessons learned from this approach revealed practical challenges. The limited shelf life of cement resulted in wastage before utilization, which some beneficiaries were unable to use the materials for the intended purpose. Consequently, we refined the approach to ensure greater efficiency and value for money. We continue to give iron sheets to carefully assessed beneficiaries whose houses have reached roofing stage and who demonstrate readiness to utilize the support immediately. As you may recall, Your Excellency, I undertook an assessment of critical education of infrastructure that played a significant role during the liberation struggle. The assessment report was subsequently submitted to Ministry of Education and Sports for consideration and intervention. As we wait for the ministry's response and implementation of the recommended interventions, we have within our limited resources supported the construction and rehabilitation of selected educational facilities as an additional measure to bridge existing infrastructure gaps. Some of these schools that we supported were destroyed by the war. The beneficiaries' institutions include Buhuhira Primary School in Kasese District, Ngoma Church of Uganda Primary School in Nakaseke District, Chikube Church of Uganda Primary School in Ruero District, Chitumba Primary School in Fort Poto, Katebwa High School in Bunyangabu, Kasude Primary School in Wakiso, Namakebe Primary School in Buvuma. In the spirit of affirmative action, we have also constructed classroom blocks in Busoga sub-region, and the beneficiary of these are Irapa Primary School in Buyende District, Rambara Primary School in Ruka District, and Naguji Primary School in Namayingo District, Namayembe Primary School in Bujiri District, Bwonda Primary School in Mayuge District, Nababiri Primary School in Kamuli District, Naguji College in Namayingo District, Nawansangwa Primary School in Namutumba, and Kiwa Nabusi Primary School in Kaliro. We have paid a one-off gratuity Nakasero to 13,681 veterans, bringing it to a cumulative total number of 93,514 civilian veterans. We have also distributed a total of 68,843 iron sheets for vulnerable households and institutions in Ruwero, Rwenzori, and Busoga sub-regions. While we celebrate these achievements, we acknowledge that our work is not yet complete. The heroes we honor today did not sacrifice for Uganda to remain stagnant. They sacrificed so that the future generation could achieve more and build a prosperous nation anchored on unity and shared progress. Your Excellency, in line with your call of Chisanja, no more sleep, to service delivery and socio-economic transformation, the Ministry shall intensify community mobilization across sub-regions to ensure that every household participates in wealth creation, productivity, enhancement, and national development. The Ministry's focus will shift from supporting activities to delivering measurable improvements in household incomes, employment, enterprise growth, and community prosperity in a bid to accelerate the transition of communities into a higher middle class income. This coming financial year 26-27, we have prioritized the following: mass mobilization and support of communities within the Ruwero, Rwenzori, and Busoga sub-regions to actively participate in wealth creation initiatives like the PDM, Emioga micro-projects, and other government programs. We will strengthen coordination, monitoring, and supervision of the implementation of government programs to ensure tangible improvements in household incomes, service delivery, and community livelihoods. The Ministry will organize regional think tank clinics and transformation forums where the academia, technocrats, the wananchi, and other stakeholders convene to deliberate on issues affecting their communities. This is in a bid to come up with practical local solutions. We will offer support to civilian veteran families and other organized groups that are currently not benefiting from PDM to establish and expand viable income-generating enterprises. We will continue to support civilian veterans living in poor housing conditions by providing decent housing and enhances household productivity and creates a stable environment that enables beneficiary households to participate more effectively in income-generating activities. We will support institutions of historic significance with critical infrastructure that enhances education, skills, development, human capital formation as a foundation for wealth creation. The Ministry will continue to pay Nakasero to all verified civilian veterans as a recognition of their patriotic contribution to Uganda liberation struggle. This will be in accordance with the established guidelines and available resources. Your Excellency, following your directive that other groups like those of Rwenzori, Lakwena victims be paid Nakasero like those of the Ruwero. We have already received verified lists of these categories. Your Excellency, we also seek your guidance on how to handle the not yet approved veterans who have been petitioning and exerting pressure for consideration. My prayer, Your Excellency, is that funds for these emerging groups be identified and paid at once so that we resolve this matter once and for all. This would help us avoid challenges that we have experienced in the past with the main scheme of Nakasero. In addition, we would develop model veteran households and veteran-led enterprises like poultry, coffee, production, fish farming, saving groups, and other enterprises, Your Excellency. In line with your guidance, Your Excellency, that land be secured around Migade area for the establishment of a museum and heritage center, I have successfully identified 60 acres of land belonging to Mrs. Mutebire, the late Emmanuel Mutebire's wife, which is suitable for this purpose, because you said Kanyara was far and we should look for land nearby. Your Excellency, I seek your approval and support to facilitate the acquisition of this land to enable us to collect, document, preserve, and showcase the rich history of our liberation heritage and national history for the benefit of the current and future generations. Your Excellency, your Garant Veterans Veterans Verification Committee have expressed desire, just like Kabandwa said, to meet with you to convey their appreciation for your continued support and to discuss matters concerning veterans. I humbly request that they be granted an audience with you, Your Excellency, at a time convenient to your schedule. Your Excellency, Rural Rwenzori portfolio covers 44 districts spread across historically significant regions. While considerable progress has been registered, the magnitude of outstanding needs continue to place pressure on the limited resources available. This underscores the importance of effective coordination and mobilization aimed at complementing government efforts to ensure that affirmative action interventions achieve meaningful and sustainable impact. My prayer, Your Excellency, is that this budget be enhanced. You said it last Heroes Day, Your Excellency, you promised to look into it, to enable us to reach and transform as many homesteads and communities as we can. Your Excellency, as we embark on the new term, I reaffirm my total commitment to serving our people with diligence, integrity, and results. The work ahead remains significant, but so is our determination to ensure that no house is left behind. Together, let us protect the gains. Together, let us answer the call of no more sleep. Together, let us make the qualitative leap into a high middle income Uganda. I wish to express my gratitude to the organizers of this virtual celebration for carefully planning it despite the Ebola threat at hand. I thank you all and may God bless you for God and my country.
Thank you. Your Excellency, please allow me to call upon the Minister in charge of the Presidency.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and National Chairman of the mighty party NRM, General Retired Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Major Retired Jessica Alupo Rosepel, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda, Right Honorable Jacob Maxson Oboth, His Lordship, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, colleagues, the ministers, the clergy, Haji Yunus Kakande, Secretary Office of the President, senior government leaders in your respective capacities, the people of Uganda, Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency Mzee, today we gather as a nation to honor the men and women whose courage, sacrifice, and selflessness have shaped the Uganda we proud call home. Heroes Day reminds us that our nation's progress was never handed to us on a silver platter. It was earned through sacrifice. We pay special tribute to the heroes of the NRM liberation struggle, who, under the visionary leadership of General retired Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, rescued Uganda from political turmoil, economic collapse, and insecurity. Through their dedication and Your Excellency's steadfast leadership, Uganda has risen from the challenges of 1986 into a nation of peace, stability, and opportunity. From a modest colony economy, Uganda today boasts a thriving and expanding economy that is recognized among the fastest growing in the world. The education sector has expanded significantly through the UPE and USE programs, providing millions of Ugandans with access to education. Likewise, investments in the health sector have increased the number of health care facilities, improved life expectancy, and enhanced the quality of life of our people. The Uganda People's Defense Forces have evolved from a liberation force into a professional army that not only safeguards our sovereignty, but also contributes to peace and stability across the region and the continent. As we celebrate these achievements, we also honor contemporary heroes whose acts of courage continue to inspire us. Special recognition goes to our Chief of Defense Forces, General Kainerugaba, whose contributions in Somalia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and elsewhere have helped keep Uganda secure while upholding the professionalism and discipline of our gallant armed forces. As the country confronts the Bundibujo Ebola virus outbreak, we remember Dr. Matthew Rukwia, who sacrificed his life while fighting Uganda's first Ebola outbreak. Though he lost his battle, his life, his legacy continues to guide our public health responses and has greatly contributed to Uganda's ability to contain and manage such epidemics. On this front, allow me to appreciate His Excellency the President for his leadership in combating epidemics, including Ebola and COVID-19 efforts that earned him international recognition in Toronto, Canada. We thank God for blessing our nation with a leader whose wisdom, patriotism, and decisive leadership has protected countless lives during some of the most challenging public health crises of our time. As we celebrate Heroes Day today, let us also pay tribute to our civilian heroes, notably Philly Bongole Rutaya and Vione Namaganda. Their courage in fighting HIV and AIDS stigma and saving lives during the Budo School tragedy reminds us that heroism is not confined to the battlefield. It is equally demonstrated through service to humanity. As Nelson Mandela reminded us, it always seems impossible until it is done. The achievements we celebrate today, peace, security, economic growth, and expanded social services, once seemed beyond reach. Yet through sacrifice, determination, and visionary leadership, Uganda has continued to overcome challenges and advances steadily towards prosperity. This year's theme, Protecting the Gains, as we make a qualitatively into middle-income status challenges every Ugandan to become a hero in their own sphere of responsibility. With the continued implementation of parish development model, growing exports, tourism, industrialization, and the anticipated benefits of the oil and gas sector, Uganda remains firmly on course towards achieving upper middle income status. Realizing this vision will require the commitment, discipline, and active participation of every citizen. We are fortunate that our chief hero and champion of wealth creation, General Retired Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has consistently led the way through numerous wealth creation initiatives since 1986. From the early promotion of commercial agriculture to more recent programs such as Emyoga, the PDM, and the Presidential Industrial Hub, the President has continuously encouraged Ugandans to move from subsistence to the money economy. Today, those who embraced this message are reaping the benefits. This progress is reflected in the declining levels of poverty and the many success stories showcased during the recent PDM assessment tours across the country. The responsibility now rests upon all of us to emulate the spirit of our heroes by placing national interest above personal gain. Let us choose service over self-interest, integrity over corruption, productivity over negativity, and patriotism over complacency. We must reject corruption, waste, and dependence while embracing wealth creation, accountability, innovation, and hard work. As I wish all Ugandans a meaningful Heroes Day, I challenge each one of us to become the hero our country needs today. Together, let us protect the gains as we made and work tirelessly to secure an even brighter future for generations to come. It's now my singular honor and privilege to invite Her Excellency the Vice President, to invite His Excellency the President to address the nation. Thank you for your kind attention, for God and my country.
Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Deputy Chief Justice, religious leaders, honorable ministers, all invited guests. I would like Your Excellency to start by thanking you sincerely on behalf of all the members of Cabinet who you appointed, and yesterday you presided over their swearing in. I thank you on behalf of all of them for the trust you have put in us to serve government in this Kisanja of no sleep and no snoring. And in addition, Your Excellency, and on a lighter note, we thank you this time for surprising us very quickly. On the day when we elected the Speaker of Parliament, many of us who were old members of Cabinet were still counting 1 week, 2 weeks. In fact, we were ringing pastors, we were ringing sheikhs to pray for us. Catechists, pray for us. We still have some week. We think after 1 week, Musée might announce. Your Excellency, you announced it a day later. And it was a very big, pleasant surprise to all of us and all the people of Uganda and all members of Cabinet. Extend their very warm wishes to you, Your Excellency. And as you have said, no snoring this time, no sleep, Your Excellency, we shall commit ourselves to your guidance, and we shall serve with diligence. And all the people of Uganda I would like to assure all the people of Uganda that we shall deliver as guided by His Excellency the President. And there is a very bright future for all of us as the people of Uganda. Secondly, Your Excellency, allow me to thank you for consistently maintaining and mainstreaming the programs of our national heroes in government, in planning, in budgeting. And I thank the implementing MDS for executing their roles and responsibilities and keeping in contact with our national heroes, specifically the Veterans Association of Luero and many others in other parts of the country. I thank the implementing ministers for doing a good job. We have seen some people, they are happy because of the houses the ministers constructed for them, Your Excellency, under your guidance. We still promise all those national heroes, the veterans, that we are here to serve and we shall continue serving them. Lastly, Your Excellency, allow me to pay tribute to our national heroes across the country, but specifically those of FRONASA and NRA, who you led in the revolution, which has now ushered Uganda into unprecedented peace and security, which is enabling Ugandans to participate in the production and productivity and strengthening the economy in their levels. Also political stability and the growth of our economy. It is due to their sacrifice that we are now enjoying those benefits as Ugandans. So I pay tribute to them, and specifically you, Your Excellency, who led them. And those that lost their lives, they did not lose their lives in vain. We thank you for leading them and now producing what the country is enjoying in different dimensions. And finally, I congratulate Your Excellency on this day when we are celebrating our national heroes, and indeed I congratulate all the people of Uganda. With this short statement, Your Excellency, I now take this singular honor and privilege to invite you to address the country. Thank you.
Her Excellency the Vice President and all the other leaders, political leaders, state leaders, the religious leaders, the cultural leaders, and all the Ugandans. The 9th of June, 1981, was selected to represent all the hundreds of thousands who were killed in the Royal Triangle especially. After the war, we collected skulls of Wanga in 32 communal graves, and each one had about 2,000 skulls. So you can count how many people. But we selected the 9th of June because that is when, in the village of Chikandwa, near Semuto, 9 of them were killed, particularly 9 were killed. With Rutamaguzi, people like Nkanjirwa, Sentongo, and others, there were 9 of them. They were killed on the 9th of June, today. So that's why we selected that day to represent all the other sacrifices. As the speakers have said, when we were fighting, we had really pressing issues as a country. Not only Uganda, but even the other African countries have been facing or face those problems. In the case of Uganda, the economy had collapsed because of mistakes. Governance had collapsed. Social progress, education, health had collapsed. So really the choice was between survival or continue bleeding like has happened in some of the other countries. Because even today you can get countries in Africa which are bleeding, even today. But here, we said no. This can't be stopped. And that's why we had the student movement initially linked up with the peasants, the rural people, and we were able to create this capacity. I'm glad that some of them are here. Kabandu is a young one. I don't remember him at all. But Nume was there. Nume is there. He was our chairman in Katoka Njiri. We had the elders are there who joined us. And what were our aims? Aim number one was democracy. Let the people choose their leaders. We had chosen leaders in 1962. From that time, no more elections for 18 years, until 19... Until 1980, 18 years, we had no elections again. Why? Because in 1966, we were supposed to have elections in 19... We were supposed to have elections in 1967, but they were cancelled. Because in 1966, Obote fought with Mutesa. And that fighting between Mutesa and Obote was due to bad politics, politics of tribes, religion. That's what caused that problem. Then we get Amin coming in 1971. And when Amin comes and says, I'm the one, I'm here for, I'm the leader for life, whether they elect me or not. So that's how we had 18 years of no elections. Now, in 1980, when we defeated Amin, we were supposed to have elections, but our people refused to organize them, UPC. And we tried to talk with them, no way. They would go and declare candidates. Like in West Nile, they stopped the other candidates from going to register, and they were declared unopposed, the UPC candidates. In Tororo, Changomacho, a professor, they said no, he cannot read and write, that he can't, they cancelled him. And we were begging UPC, please, please, please. They wouldn't listen. So that was the first reason, democracy. Then the second reason was security. Security, killing people, killing people, killing people, killing people. No accountability at all. Then the economy, infrastructure, education, health, all those were down. For instance, if you take like health, even by the time we came in 1986, when we launched what we were calling UNEPI. I remember I launched UNEPI, Universal National Expanded Program for Immunization. I launched it with Dr. Gunda in Entebbe. By that time, 96,000 children were dying every year from the 6 killer diseases: measles, the other one called, the 6 of them. And when we immunized, those have polio. If you look for anybody with polio now, you will not see him. If you see anybody with polio, you know that he was born during the time of UPC. That's a UPC disease, polio. And this vaccine, these vaccines were there, but so that's why these were the reasons. Therefore, when you are auditing the aims of the resistance and the achievements, please go by item by item. Democracy, economy, security, infrastructure, education, health. Of course, there are other things which I don't have to go into, like reputation of Uganda abroad and so on and so forth. As somebody who has been following, I think we have done well. That's why the economy has expanded. The problem of, if you say, for instance, economy, the problem is no longer the supply of goods, because there was Ebola into shortages. Ebola, even if you had money, you had nothing to buy. Now the problem is different. There are so many things to sell. The problem is that some people don't have enough money. And that's what we have been telling you to sort out through wealth creation. So this is number one. Therefore, I want to thank the veterans who joined us, civilian veterans, the armed veterans, to achieve this, to defeat an army of the government which had all the weapons. I thank them so much, and even those who are not here, I want their families to be saluted. Thank you so much. Now, after we won victory, we had to stabilize the country. But at the same time, I was aware in my head about the veterans' welfare. how they can recover, or even some of them start. That's why, as Kabando was saying, we started in Tandikwa. And Tandikwa was supposed to be for only the rural area. But as he says, we spread it to the whole country. Because we could see the jealous, why Ruero? We said, okay, let it go to the whole country. And because it started in 1997 in Tandikwa, Samba Mugerwa was the Minister for State for Ruero. Now, it is true, originally the idea was Ruero, for Ruero Triangle, but then there was jealous. People are now saying, oh, why Ruero, why not? So we said, okay, let it be for the whole country. But we did not forget Ruero. Because later on, I called a conference at Chankwanzi. 800 people came, the leaders. They came, 800. So I evolved a formula which I presented to them. The formula was, the leaders, if you were a chairman or a member of the Secret Committee or the member of the elected committees which were elected later by the ones of the brother of my RDC, what was his name?
Fazale Oseguya.
The brother of Samaguzi, my former RDC.
Katamba.
Yes.
Katamba.
Perez.
Perez, yes. If you are either a member of the Secret Committee or the ones of the elected ones of the Muslim boy, the Muslim boy whom had our chair, he was fighting with Katamba, Kasozi. If you are the Kachiko of Kasozi or Katamba, you also get these leaders. If you gave a Chivira, you harbored the camp. If you were a guide, like my guide from Mondlane to Semto to Makurubita, what is his name? Not Senkari. Yeah. Senkari. You get 5 million. Kati ngenda kuyita bakabandu abo bandage sente ezo. Bakabandu abo ngenda kubayita mwenna. Katonda kyandese wano. We said each one of these gets 5 million. And not only him, even his wife gets 5 million also. Because like, for instance, if you had like Chigongo, if you had like the one of Kangave, the Museo of Kangave,
Mzee Kabugo.
Mzee Kabugo.
Yes, sir.
He would get 5 million, and his wife would get 5 million. And this was long ago. 5 million was a lot of money that time. Then, if you are a guide like Senkari, guide, the one who used to lead us, Senkari, the short man, Mutebi, was he called Mutebi? The one from Wakiso to, from Semoto to Makurubite also, the short man. Then the one who led us from Nakasero to Chikandwa, Bomboka. I know all those people by name. Bomboka, the one-eyed, the one with the one eye. So when Bomagala Pulimba Mulimba Varala, Mulinde Mveo, Mulimbe. Because here I know everybody by name. So we said any of those leaders, member of Security Committee, member of the elected committee of Kasozi and Katamba, guide, ndo the name militia inaitwa Mtekamu. They are those who joined the militia. Each one of these gets 5 million shillings. And which year was this when we started?
2009.
Yes, long ago. 20 years from now. Then we said, anybody else who was supporting, not a leader, but supporting, gets 1 million. That time,
1.5.
Huh?
1.5.
1.5. Okay. Kati mulaba akakade kyekakoze kati. Akakade kolwaleero. Kakoze ekintu ky'amaanyi. You can imagine the akakade n'ekitundu obudde obwo. This was a lot of money. I can show you Rashida. Show them Rashida of Mpigi. So they are looking for the camera. How much have we spent on that casino? Okay, Katsoke tulabe Rashida.
Amanya gange yenze namulu Rashida. Omutuuze w'ekyalo Kasaka, District Butambala, Bombe Town Council. Nze omu ku baasookera ddala okuganyulwa mu ssente za PDM mu sako yaffe baali bagiyita Kasaka Enterprise Group Gotire yalingi. Kakati ssente nazifuna ku simu, message yajja nga nfunye 1 million. Kakati neesanyuka nnyo ne ngamba ye byaddala bino. Nenkubira ku chairman wa PDM. Chairman n'angamba byaddala mzee abawadde ssente. Nenziruka ku Centenary Bank. Nenzijjako nenfuna emitwalo 9,914. Kakati nenkoma wewaka nensooka nenkola research wewali embuzi ennungi. Ne bandagirirayo ekyalo bakiyita Mabanda kiri mu Kibibi Town Council. Nengenda nengula embuzi 3, embuzi 3 nazigula emitwalo 25 emitwalo 75. Nengulako n'ennume. Ennume yali ntoototo kuba nalaba nga nja kugyetaaga mu Masero.
Ennume n'engigula emitwalo 15, nensigazawo emitwalo 914. Nensooka nenkubako ekiyumba ekiri temporary. Kakati bwe mmala okikubako ekiri temporary nembeera n'embuzi nezirunda. Katonda n'ayamba embuzi ne zazaala abaana 2. Kakati ozazaala abaana 2 nempeza embuzi 10. Kati olw'okuba nti embuzi zaali ziyazenga naye obwetaavu bw'ekiyumba nentulako embuzi 2 nazitunda emitwalo 4 nenzimbako ekiyumba kino kyemulaba mwe zibeera kati. Kakati zino era nga bwe muziraba zino zonna embuzi 3 ziri mawako. Kati nsuubira ate ofunkulizinga ennamba esinga ate ku zino. Kakati mu mbuzi muno njijjamu maniwa n'atuyambako nze n'omwami wange ne tuteeka mu mmwanyi.
So you can see now Rashida got 1 million, and in no time she bought 3 goats. each one 250,000, 750,000. Then now we have not finished the story, but she already had 10 goats now. They had produced. And now, because they have got goats, they had the manure for the coffee. So yes, they 1 million. So bakabandwa million yange n'ekitundu ey'N29 njagala mundage byakola kubanga sibalambulangako the 5 million for omusajja, 5 million for omukazi. If you are a leader, kubanga twabagamba nti obukulembeze tiwali wa musajja bwokka yekka. Like Mukyala Kabugo she was like a co-leader. Mukyala Kigongo, where we had the conference. Mukyala Lulika, where yalina abakazi babiri naye the active one was the younger one. So mugende mulimbe abalala. Kubanga nze situma netuukira. But I have not been following up these things of yours. I've been giving you money. How much money have we spent on that? The Kasimo.
From Schedule 1, since 2008-9 financial year, total is 231 billion 628 million.
231 billion. Yes. 231 billion has been spent on that. So I need this meeting with the veterans. The committee of Jacobo, Musajja of Asimu, and then this the committee of Sedung is now old man. He doesn't follow. It is these younger ones who are following. That. So we need to what happened? 231 billion. How many of the 5 million were got? And how many of the 1.5? Then we didn't stop there. 2013, when I started Operation Wealth Creation, yatandikira Luwero. I told Sare, first give seedlings to the families of the veterans. So ko owereze amaka g'abalwanyi. Seedlings ez'emmwanyi, ez'ebibala, ebyamagana. First give the veterans. And he spent like a year or two doing that. So I said, abazirwanako obamazi nti mbamazi. Obatuuseko bona nti mbatuuseko. Okay, kale obaze kutuukako abazirwanako now gabira abalala. This is how I did it. So I will get Sare's list. Sare should be in that meeting. With his list. Naye ffe Abaganda tulina engero zaffe. Ffe Abaganda b'omu Lukoola. Ekitata bw'eyima tekimalako nti wadde ebyo byonna bibaddewo Katonda kyatuleese wano. So we are going to have a meeting and find out what happened to all this money. The 231 billion does not include the seedlings of Operation Wealth Creation. That's separate now. Kati akasikano kabanda okayogerako tebandigenziyo kubanga betwasooka mpozi oluvannyuma nawulirako no, but that one doesn't apply kubanga oluvannyuma wamu bagamba nti abamu abazirwanako tebalina ttaka. Okay, oba temwalina ttaka naye wafuna akasiimo, genda okola ebirala ebiteetaaga ttaka, because the kasimo was in cash. It was cash. The kasimo was in cash. The seedlings were the ones you could say walina okubeera n'ettaka, but kibanja, but the cash, you didn't have to have kibanja. So therefore, in spite of all those efforts, we are now going to meet again, and we are not, even if the veteran died, the children are there. We shall see how to give, I'm glad you have formed circles, and those circles should preferably not too far, because when you say Ruwer is too big. That's why I like the PDM. PDM is in a parish. So maybe the circles here could be, we shall discuss, should it be by the command areas, because we had Black Bomba, we had Mondlane, we had Nkuruma, we had Ngoma, we had Chiwanguzi. Should we follow that, or we shall see? Kubanga sagala abantu baffe bagende wala okusaka sente wala. Kiba kirungi bakolere obuweereza babugye awali okumpi. Now, nze enkola yange esiriraana n'abaavu. Nabagamba dda nsi saagala kuliraana n'abaavu buli wembeera. Kulwaki? Kubanga ntya omwenzi ndi mukristaayo, njagala kugenda mu ggulu. Saagala bamalayika banzigalire tugwe omusajja omugaga, olinga wali omugaga w'omu Bayibuli eyalina obugaga wano ku nsi bwe yatuuka mu ggulu ne bumusindika mu Geyeena. Yo nsonga mbagamba nti buli wembeera ndina okugezako okusitula embeera y'abantu. So you can show them my kisozi. Nina amaka 28 naye kati wenjogerera bonna kati tulabe ekisozi. Or you don't have them? You don't have?
Nundayo. Nimanyi.
Wadiki? If you are gone struggling with it, once we shall see it. In Kisozi, what I've been doing has been to give free seedlings to the farmers, also giving them other materials for plant and breeding. So in the Rural Triangle, I have got my government land in Kaumu. I will now use Kaumu to produce seedlings and give again. I have land in Ngoma. I will use that land also to produce seedlings there, government land, so that the children of the veterans get seedlings. So that's not a problem. Meeting veterans, very good. We shall organize. After July, like August. Now, the issue of a nyumba is the one which is a bit tricky, because the people are many, they are not few. Minister that is my group of exos.
Ndi musajja mulimi nundayo nimanyo kusinga nimanye mwanyi nima kasooli ebitooke natandise n'okulima ennyaanya naye njagala kwebaza nnyo President Museveni kubanga yasanga tetumanyi kyakukola. Kusooka nga ettaka lyaffe lyerisinga obulungi wano mu disitulikiti y'e Gombe naye ettaka lyonna nga mbizi za mu nsiko mwe zisula. President bwe yatuweereza abatusomesa ne batuyigiriza engeri gy'osobola okulima emmere bwe twava mu mmere kati abasooka okulabuka ate kakati tuli basajja bagagga. So ekitiibwa kyonna kyonna kiriibwa President Museveni. Okusooka byonna President yampa ebitooke nalima yiika 5 ebitooke ebyo nafuna nakuŋŋanya $27 million mu bitooke. Endala ezaweerera abaana ze nalya nali sizibala naye buli nafunanga katugeze $1 million nga nteekako $3 oba 5 nensevinga $27 million. Kakati mu season ewedde emmwanyi zokka nga nzigyeko ze nateekamu kubanga nze ebiseera ebisinga sibala ze ntaddemu saagala kuzibala. Njagala bwe mmala ze njagala okukubuulira ge magoba nafuna $15 million. Nenyongerako season eyo ey'emmwanyi nenzimba ennyumba yali ya $9.3 nenjizimba. Era naawe weeri nagulawo obuguzi nagulawo $9 million. Waliwo yiika emu n'ekitundu. Nina abaana 6 bonna bali ku ssomero. Kati ekyo nakyo magoba. Nguzeeko ebibanja kubanga ffe abalimi obudde bwonna bw'olowooza mu kulima kati bukaseera wobeera ekifo kiba tekikumala. Kirala nengulamu mulo motoka nagigula $48 ebirala nunzeeko ninayo obute butono ate ninayo n'obubuzi bwange neera nabwo buva mu mwanyi President zampadde. Naye tulina ebitusomooza. Ekisooka emmwanyi zino zirina akawuka tusobola okulabako nga bino kubanga abatuyigiriza abalimisa batugamba nti ogenda obinojjola kugeza nga kino kati okalaba kano kati amakungula gaakano gandibadde ngaagaakano oba kano naye kati sigenda kufunako kubanga akawuka kaakano. Ekisooka kino ekintu kino kikulu nnyo era nsaba President Museveni atuyambe kubanga kati ffe abeene Gomba ffe etaala yaffe buli kimu kye tufuna kigwe tukaabira. Ekintu kino alina okutuyamba okuleeta abakugu tulya kiki tuyinza okuzzaako olw'akantu kano kubanga kasobola okulya yiika kubanga yiika tulowooza nti bwoba okola bulungi osobola okufuna kati okugeza nga guno omuti nsobola okuggyako kilo 8 kakati kilo 8 buli season. Enkalu kati kilo y'emmwanyi enkalu egula sinye 52 kati oyinza okubisa n'olaba sente zengenda okufuna nafunye kilo 8 kyokka bw'oba na bino kilo 8 tezisobola kuwera. N'olwekyo njagala kusaba President nga nvudde ku kyakawuka atwongere ensigo seedlings ensigo ennungi ze yatuwa Simbi.
So this is the program again, which Sade had started with, but this time we are going to repeat it and see directly. I will also be involved directly and find out why, what is the problem. Now, finally, 2 points. One is the hospital in Entebbe. It is true, PPS, it is true that because I support when the veterans are sick, I treat them. But I treat them in Nakasero, government, private hospitals, too much money. So I said, why don't we use Entebbe Hospital to treat these veterans? But it seems I have not followed it up. Should we follow it up and we stop squandering money in private hospitals? Now, finally, the issue of the museum. That one, we shall buy that land in Megade, because where you are saying is opposite where we had a camp. We had a camp on the left, but the land you are talking about is on the right as you face Gulu. So we shall buy it and build a museum there. So Kawandu tugenda kusinkana tuyite mu bitabo obuwumbi 231 bwalaga ku address ki bwalagawa. So then we shall find out if there is any family which didn't get, there are 5 million they will get. And if they had got it, especially at that time, it was a lot of money, 5 million. Even now, abantu bange bana bafunye akakada akamu, only 1 million, they have moved. Embizi, Embuzi, Obumyu, Sekoko, Ndiga. You can show them a girl called Opio. Let's see Opio last.
Anya POVK, Aburi one to teach Manma Alingiri Sel, T. Banya Word, T. My town council, T. Lira district.
Her name is Apioviki, a resident of Alingiri Sel, Banya Word, Amach Town Council in Lira district.
Agamu Tiana PDM, Yari Ariapirwa Adek.
She got the money for PDM in 2023.
La Habong when to me appear a bear and
970,000 and then 30,000 remained in the bank.
At a binukuru, Karachel Kadinyagi.
She planted maize.
A willow, Nyagi sacket, a para beach.
She bought maize, 15 sackets.
Well met to me appear a deck we are
30,000 each sacket.
At a kill at a poor for American a deck would do for acres a deck.
She used it, actually she planted it in 3 acres of land.
Pour to me, Pierre a bit, Manula had challenged.
Preparing the garden cost her 150 for the 3 acres.
A dog to me appear a bit.
Weeding cost her 50,000.
A care to me appear and when?
Then spraying cost her 40,000.
The tune of the koi quanyo kelopashu.
Time for harvest came.
She used the
family members and then the neighbors. Then she bought lunch, food for the people for the family which cost her 20,000.
Transported to me appear a beach.
And transporting it from the garden to home cost her 50,000. She came and then she removed it from the cup. It gave out 45 sacks. She sold 40 bags. And she got 2,800,000. That was the first season. That is our first plantation.
Out
of the 2.8, she decided to keep 1 million aside for farming again. She used 1 million for buying ships, 10 of them.
No. Now you can hear this Opio girl. She had nothing, but she got the 1 million. She didn't even have her own land. She hired 3 acres, rented 3 acres from another person, where she planted maize. And she harvested 45 bags. After harvesting 45 bags, she sold 40 and got 2.8 million. From 1 million, she now got 2.8. And then she used, I think, 1 million to buy those sheep you see now, the sheep you see. So she has gone from 0 to maize to sheep now. And when I went for the campaign, she had 60 sheep. She was a rich woman now. And she had bought her own land. She was no longer renting. So my veterans who got 1.5 million, eyasembayo atali mukulembeze yali awagira buwagizi ab'omukyalo baffe bwe twayitangako nakuwubira buwubizi oyo twamuweereza 1.5 million. Abakulembeze bonna n'abakyala baabwe, because like for instance Kisitu, do you remember Kisitu? Kisitu of Rwenkonje.
Ephraim.
Kisitu. His widow told me, his widow, there's a widow who is still surviving. When I was walking, when I was on the trek, yangamba nti nagenda nefuna ezange 5 omukyala yafuna. Kisitu yafuna n'omukyala nafuna. So this is a lot of capital, 5 million. So oba waliwo obunafu mu kukozesa esente ezo oba tezituuka, we shall find out. So veterans in the whole country, I'm very happy to have had this chance to communicate with you. And I'm glad Kabandwa raised the issues, and I've also given me the information. I've given you the information which I have. So, for Abaganda tugamba nti ezibuka teziraganye zikuba n'empowa, but let's now see how we can coordinate better. That birds, when they fly without coordination, they collide. But let's now see how we can rwerugerwa Abaganda nti ekitata muyima nekimala konte kasabeera n'obulamu wadde ntezifudde. Sente zino obazaawa sente zino obazaawa obazaalagawa obuwumbi 231 obuwumbi 231 ezo zakasiimo teziriko endokwa, ezo endokwa zasale ezo ziri bali, but we shall get it. So congratulations, thank you for supporting the NRM. Katonda ababeere.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I would like to request that we stand up for the anthems, starting with East African Community Anthem.